Welcome to the Gainin Fast On Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin Fast On Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
Every week I have some kind of audio issue that I always get the full with. Welcome, guys, to another fun week, episode 34. And honestly, kind of almost, I don't want to say bittersweet episode, but when I first started planning this whole show and wanting to put this together, there was about three people that I really wanted to focus on and bring on: Tucker Beathard, Jonathan Singleton, and Lewis Brice. And tonight I get to bring on the third of that trio of just three artists that I have definitely, and songwriters I have been able to connect with over the years and build a really cool relationship with. And so tonight we're going to have a really cool little show. Let me go ahead and make sure everything's up and running. You guys can hear and see me, which if you guys can, drop it in the chat. Because right now I'm just seeing, yeah, there we go. Sorry, guys. Every week I want to make sure we're up and running before I really get rolling. And yep, there we go. All right. So we always have issues I always got to try to work over, but this is a good week. What's up, Buck? I see you out there. I'm glad you're tuning in tonight because I think I have a picture of you in it that we're going to share tonight. A little story what I'm talking about. But before we start off, guys, welcome to episode 34 of the Gainin Fast On Memphis podcast. One of them that I've been looking forward to. This is a place where we connect melodies to memories with both fans and artists in the music community. We share stories we chat about and how our passions have brought us about and together. Tonight, we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution. You saw them at the start of the stream. You can find them at arlorevolution.com. Cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. I know they're itching to get back out and start filming, and they will be very soon. I promise you, I hope. So, and then to all my Patreons, like every week I talk to you guys are the bloodline of this show. Tonight, we will be going live with the after show over on the Patreon Facebook page. You will have time to get on there. I will be adding everybody about 9:30-ish or so. I'll be adding you before we go live on the Patreon show. So if you do jump on our Patreon, I'll share the link here shortly in the feed. And yeah, check it out. And we're gonna have some fun tonight. I promise you that. Get that link shared up. And then also to our on-screen sponsors tonight, Art on a Higher Wire by Joelle. She just has amazing paintings. If you want to commission anything, I know right now would be the best time because quarantine. They really can't do much right now. So check out Art on a Higher Wire by Joelle. Original and custom artwork inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. And then also Janet Stoth, creative online marketing services guaranteed to make companies be found and succeed on the web. Find them on Facebook. As you can see, there is a new border tonight that we did go ahead and put out. Just because I have a new on-screen sponsor, and I wanted to add Mr. Corey Oliphant on there as a new on-screen sponsor as the original church choir. And he's going to bring it on as his sponsorship and kind of just as all 75 of them. So I do appreciate that. And thank you, man. And everybody, all my sponsors out there, thank you guys for everything you guys do. I really appreciate it. If you guys are looking for other ways to support this show, hit the share button right now. That'd be amazing if you could do that. Get as many people live as we can tonight because we're going to have a lot of fun here in a couple seconds. And then also, if you could go on iTunes and also just five-star any of our shows and leave us a nice little review. Really helps us move up the charts. If you guys didn't see, we debuted, I think, at number 42 and peaked at number 9. I think we were behind 2 spots behind Alec Baldwin at one point, and that was awesome. I love to get back to that point. So this has been something fun that I've been doing since last September, and been having a blast with it. But if you guys are on our Patreon, I did share the link in the comments. Our monthly giveaway for May is posted. I am going to give away a Lewis Brice merch set that I'll buy at the end of the month. He has 2 different, a Whiskey Nights package and I think it was like a Rob You Blind package. So check those 2 out, and one of them will be included along with the Jeremy Spillman Divine Devils book as well. And both of them will be coming autographed, the book and the EP. And for everybody that shares the stream tonight, if you hit that share button on your Facebook, I'm going to pick one name of everybody who shares the stream, and you also get to win a signed EP by Lewis. So it's going to be some good stuff we're giving away. So make sure you guys hit that share button. And if you guys are ready, I'm ready to bring him on. Are you guys ready for this? Let's do this. There he is. I had to rig my phone tonight to play my intros. So far, it's working. How you doing, man? Oh, you're muted. Hold on. How are you doing now?
I'm doing good. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, dude. Sorry, I had you muted for a second.
All good.
So how you been?
I've been great, man. I've been really good. Just staying busy, just working, dude. I haven't been playing live shows, obviously, but I have been live online, just like doing stuff like this. And I will say, this program is absolutely awesome. There's no latency at all, no drag time. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or your Wi-Fi, but like we're spot on. It's tight right now.
Well, I'm normally hardwired on my end, straight to my internet, but I've definitely had good and very bad experiences with this program. It's a Be Live program. I love it, but sometimes it does fail me. So, but yeah, man, you have definitely been busy with this whole quarantine going on. You jumped from playing a bunch of live shows every year to being a bunch of live shows online. And so how are you staying sane? I mean, other than these live shows with this, because I know you are a man that loves the road.
I do love the road. But the good thing is, I've been making a lot more music. When I can't go on the road, I'm always down to making music. So we just about a couple months ago we put my song "It's You" out, and it's rocking right now. But that was kind of the last song of the batch that we put out about almost 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had the song "Blessed" on it. We had "Summertime Vibes." We had "Nothing But TV" on. We put out. And I've got another song that I'll probably just randomly release it. But "It's You" put that one out, and man, it's done everything we wanted it to. So we were coming to the end of that patch of songs, a couple months ago, and well, as all of this stuff was started, like probably 2 weeks before this, I had been thinking about it since the end of last year. I had never really booked a writer's retreat from specifically to focus on songs for me, and I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know who to call, so I was kind of thinking about it. I know I can, so let me make a few phone calls. And so I hit up the right people, and you see me all good, we're clear.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So I called up a few friends, and then like my producer Ben, and then my brother, and we called up the Curve Publishing, Curve Word. It's my buddy Colt Mursky over there. He helped us out, and man, we just got a great group of guys together. And man, we went up to Evans Mill, went out there. It's kind of up in the hills in Tennessee, and so great little retreat. They sent a lot of writers there, but we had the whole place to ourselves, and
that's awesome.
Pretty much, for two solid days, it was nothing but us. We had about 6-7 writers, and it was Rob Hatch, Adam James, John Sherwood. We had my buddy Will Garrett came down there, and just, Ben Simonetti. My producer was down there. My Cody, my brother.
Did Nick Norman go up there with you?
Well, he didn't make it on this one because he's been working on some new stuff as well.
Yeah,
he's got.
I know you guys wrote a lot in the past together.
Yeah, we have. We've got quite a few. So, like, matter of fact, "Blessed" was a song him and I wrote together. TV on "Summertime Vibes" that we put out there. Him and I wrote together, and
I still got the Good Whiskey shirt you gave me. Yeah. I won't say the other half of it, but I still got that shirt from back in the day.
Yeah.
How much more tonight?
Him and my brother wrote that song. So
yeah, that's a good song, man. It was good times right there. Because I mean, you met him back in the Key West days, so you spent a lot of time in Key West.
Yeah, so crazy enough, I've known Nick longer way before Key West.
Okay.
I worked at a church camp when I was like, I went to as a kid. I was like 6 years old. He was a camp counselor. He's not that much older, but he's older. I was a camper there, and he was a camper there. But at one point, he was my counselor, and so and then we all worked. We all worked at the same camp together. So I've known him since I was like a kid, really young kid. But over the years, I was at the high school. He was older than me. Finally reconnected with him whenever he was down at Key West, and I was kind of in the world of. I'd been playing a little bit. I wanted to kind of get into the playing live to really play the live shows to travel, and so he was down in Key West and having some great gigs. And he invited me down there, gave me a lot of opportunities to jam down there, like Lazy Gecko, and then that kind of to Smoking Tuna is one of my favorite places down there. They're still rocking with Charlie Bowers. So I was introduced to the Key West, and that's kind of where that's like I built like a whole. That was like my second home at one point. And so,
Yeah. Kind of when I first met you, you were spending a lot of time down there originally for a while.
yep, that's where I was down. I was cutting my teeth, man. I was really finding the grind, and I've been writing music as well. So
Well, Key West is a big destination for songwriters, isn't it? 'Cause I know then they have the Mile Zero Fest every year.
you get a Mile Zero Fest. They have the Key West Songwriters Fest as well. So
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
they got Writers Fest all year round. So it's a great place. For me, that was a good place for me to go down there. One, I was playing 3 to 4 hour gigs. But I was playing. I didn't play that many covers, but I played. I played enough to cover the time. But I played a lot of my own original music.
Yep.
It's really fun to really try out my original tunes and not be afraid to play them. Just because somebody didn't know them. And so it's over the time. Those songs built into my full band set when I was traveling the road back in Nashville when I got more established here. And so and it's crazy. Like some of those songs that I've still never recorded some of those songs and
Yeah.
put them out, but people know them just because I was stubborn and played them enough, and I guess I performed them well enough for somebody to remember. I'm not sure how good they remember it was good or bad. Depends on the day.
I remember a few good ones that you haven't recorded yet. I still have a couple that I'm hoping. There's one that I know you co-wrote on that Ingram Hill recorded, and I had JR sing a little part of it one time when you played down here. But "Who Needs a Sunny Day" has always been one of my favorites.
Who needs a sunny day?
Yeah, that's always been one of my favorites that you've had a hand in writing. So, but you've had so many. But you came from South Carolina, right?
I did. I was born and raised in South Carolina.
Sumter, right? I had to steal this image to throw up. So, what's the coolest thing about Sumter, South Carolina that you could tell somebody?
Oh, the coolest thing about Sumter, South Carolina. Well, we have an awesome Air Force base, Shaw Air Force Base. So if you didn't know that, we have a city within a city.
Yeah.
But that's just where I grew up. You got country and small town. Everybody knows everybody. It's got a great swamp right there in Oswego.
You get to wave to your neighbors going down the road, probably.
Yeah, man. If you want to get out to the country, you really can out there. What I grew up hunting and stuff, and so my best memories, besides growing up in family, are just like when we went dog hunting when I was a kid, and we were dog driving for deer, and man, just hearing the dogs, hounds, and barking in the woods when you're in the middle of a swamp and they're on the other side of the swamp, and you're just waiting for a deer or something to slip by you, and you hear the dogs getting closer, your heart starts racing. So. About something we got good hunting around there. So
That's nice.
Too. So
you used to get back home a lot.
Man, not as much as I would like to. I get back generally just on holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, or unless I'm passing through and I'm playing shows.
Nice, man. So yeah, you're definitely a road warrior. I know we briefly mentioned that earlier. So you're definitely always on the road a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So when you first got to Nashville, I know you really weren't focused on music at full time coming there, right? You were doing a lot of bartending. And did you have a hand in one of the bars in Nashville for a while?
I did. When I first got here, like I was, a 23-year-old kid. I was being a kid. I'd gone to my associate's degree in college, but I was kind of in a balance where, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And came here. My first job was the 12th and Porter, the rock and roll bar. I helped run it for a couple of years. Kind of was a manager for about a year or so. Man, I saw some of the best shows I could. I think for me, I don't think there could have been a better job for me to have for my very first job in Nashville. Because
who was the best songwriter you saw come through there? You remember?
Yeah, man. Well, man, when I first started working there, it was crazy because we would have like Big and Rich was doing everything there. They had the Music Mafia nights.
Yep.
I think my second night there, I think Capitol Records was having a big showcase there. And this is like at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And so before they were all known, like I saw some of the first showcases in this one night. Capitol Records was doing this. This is whenever I saw Keith Urban. That's whenever the Stupid Boy record came out. He got on the stage. He had a little bit of rasp in his voice. He says, "Oh, mate." It was just him and his little mini Maiden guitar. He was on stage 12 quarters. That's what it sounded incredible. And he was, "Oh, mate, it's been working all night. It's working really hard to get it out here. But here's a new song." And man, he played Stupid Boy, and dude, it blew me away. It was incredible.
That is awesome. I've heard that song covered by a couple different people, but still, when he sings it, it's really good. Because man, what was her name that wrote it?
Sarah Buxton.
Sarah Buxton. Yep, I knew that was coming out. Her version's really good. I love hearing the songwriter's version of songs too.
Her version was absolutely incredible.
And that's why, like, even when like Sam Hunt released that, like, he got all the bad flack, but then he came out with that acoustic album, and people were like, "Oh shit!" Like Cop Car, no one knew Cop Car was done by Sam Hunt. Then his version came out. I was like, "Oh man, he is really good." So he's one of my favorites. Like when he strips it down. So
he's a talent. He's a talent, man. He really is. Those guys, who just can they can perform as well. But like he's got intelligent songs. They're good songs. You listen to him. Just his style, the way he puts across. He's very, it's a very signature style. So,
yeah, I think you do too. I mean, we'll talk kind of like in a little bit, like kind of what makes you a little different. But when you first got to Nashville, I mean, you went moving back, didn't you? Back home for a little bit, or did you stay when you? I mean, you came and then you left for a while, didn't you?
Well, I was kind of back and forth.
Okay.
For a couple years, I had to get the bills paid, so I was in between Key West a lot. But also, my dad had his own electrical business, so I was going back home and working for a couple weeks, making a little bit of money, and then coming back to Nashville. I never didn't pay rent in Nashville. I've always paid rent in Nashville, but I was definitely back home for a couple weeks and back here for like 3 or 4 weeks. You got to make enough money to pay rent and then come back and network, But then, because there came a time when I was bartending and I realized after a couple of years of bartending, I realized, I kind of get the notion, all right, I really want to do music. I was kind of in that world. I realized, unless I put my focus in the music, or if I had the opportunity, I didn't know I'd be able to do it. So I was fortunate enough to get a little small pub deal, and we started a little publishing company here. And that gave me the means to at least have something to be able to not have to bartend and everything. So that's why I started focusing on music and starting writing. But then at that same time, I was out touring and. So
When did you release your first EP? What year was that in?
I want to say maybe 2000. Time flies when you're having fun.
I got a picture of it, but there's not a date on it. I was kind of wondering. I know I met you around 2010. And I think that was first coming out, or it was out around then.
That's what I was saying. It had to be 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably 10 years ago. It's that one right there that I've seen on the screen. Yeah, that was we did. So I recorded that. That's kind of back when I was back and forth between Sumter. I was working with my dad a little bit and going back and forth to Nashville. I was writing songs in Nashville, coming back home, working with my dad a few weeks, and I had this guy, my buddy Robbie Pack, a great guy. He worked with my dad a little bit, but he had his own little garage, his little studio in his garage, So I finally had access to my first real studio.
Nice.
This guy knew his stuff, his backwoods. Oh, look at that.
Look at that boy.
Oh, boy.
So in 2008, you got to do something really cool. You got to be on the season premiere, or the first season of Can You Duet. How was that experience, man?
Well, that picture sums it up, okay? Man, I keep trying to get that picture off the internet. That is my least favorite picture in the world. But it's okay. It's a memory.
But it's good because it's a good way to look back, man. It's good. Was that one of your first major headshots, would you say?
Yeah, that was my first major headshot. It really was. Yeah, man, that was a great experience. I learned a whole lot about – I'd only been in Nashville for maybe a year, if that. And I was working at the bar, and people knew we did music, me and my buddy David Oakleaf. And we were in a duo anyway. And they pulled us in and, got us to try out. And we had kind of a story behind us, and we made it. And then I ended up getting to the top 8. He ended up, my partner, they split us up, and they got him to the top 4.
Oh, nice. But I mean, tons and tons. Top 8 is amazing for that show.
Yeah, there was like 3,000 or 4,000 people to try it out. It wasn't crazy big, but I did it. And what I remember I'll take from that show is a great, great opportunity.
I'm hoping we're going where I'm hoping you're going.
So, oh yeah, well. It was great, hurry up and wait, but man, I was on the people I was on the show with. I was on the show with Joey and Rory. It was the sweetest people in the world, absolutely in the world. Like such a tragedy, the thing that happened.
So she was actually at my wife's hospital before she passed.
Oh.
So during her treatments, she was down the road from us, and she was there. So it was definitely something to kind of hang on to. But I knew you I knew you went out to their farm and you really knew those two together. And I mean, their talent was unlike nothing. I mean, I've ever seen.
If you've ever, it was the exact, exactly when you see them, that's exactly who they are. Roy, same guy. He's the guy you see on the TV, on the screen. The person, and he's a great songwriter, and she was such a great singer. Such a beautiful soul, both of them.
And their story, if any of you guys out there have never heard the story of Joey and Rory, definitely check it out. I mean, with their daughter, Indiana, and everything with them, or that surrounds them, that is honestly a story of faith. I mean, have you ever heard of one? So,
such a big, because that's throughout the whole family too. The kids.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But it's crazy how the takeaways. So you were on a major network TV show, and your biggest takeaway from that, I mean, other than that, was the people you were with and the things you learned from the people you worked around. And I mean, I'm sure you probably learned being out with Joey and Rory things from them. And that's something you could take away from that. So it was so cool. Like, you laugh at the headshot and this and that, but that was such a learning experience and a stepping stone for you in a way.
Oh yeah, Tony. Definitely a big. That's my first. That was probably my first time in front of a camera, for that matter.
Yeah.
And with a picture or live TV.
Got your feet wet.
Yeah, got my feet wet. It was more than just going to play for a bar. I was actually playing for more of a purpose of trying to get a deal, showcasing myself. So that was a great experience, and also, it's cool. The people that were on the show are still around. I still hang out, and I know the people that were on the show, like Nick Brownell, his buddy of mine, he's down in Key West. And Jeremiah Ritchie, he's still jamming. Hayden Carpenter, he was on the show with Jill.
I thought Hayden Carpenter. I remember that name on there. I forgot who won the year you were on there.
It was Caitlin and Will.
Oh, okay. There we go. I remember they had a second season and then it died off really quick. Cause I think Scott Bruschetta was like a judge on the second season. I'm like, this won't last too long. But it's definitely, it was a good show. I mean, it was fun. I think I remember seeing part of it because I remember that's when I first heard of your name and kind of put two and two together, because being an Eric Church fan back in the day, especially him being from North Carolina and you and your brother being from South Carolina, Lee opened for Eric, I think back in 2007. I saw him.
The minute
I heard go ahead.
I was at a show, and it was Lee. Lee was opening up for Eric Church right there at Coyote Joe's
in Charlotte. I was at that show, dude.
Yep. I was at that show. I was in the back. I remember him walking through the back that one night.
If you remember a guy and an older redheaded lady drinking a bottle of Patron with Lewis Brice, that wasn't me. I promise you. Because there's some stories from that night, and it was kind of funny. There's some pictures too, but it was Coyote Joe's. I was at that show, and that's when I first saw your brother, and then I heard the name Lewis Brice on the show, and I kind of started putting two and two together. And I think it was shortly after that is when we had a mutual friend, Ashley, and you were coming up to Chicago, and I kind of gave you guys a little place to stay for a couple days, and it was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, man, I do remember that. I think it was Stiefel was up there with us, Jacob Stiefel.
Yeah, well, I think the first time you came through, it was just you, and then the second time you guys came through it was my 30th birthday. You guys came and played.
Right, we played at your house.
Yeah, and that was a wild one. I still every year on my birthday, it's kind of funny. I'll share it every now and then on my Facebook. But I got this picture. It's actually from the night before. I was talking to Buck. I told him I knew there was gonna be a picture of Buck up there. This is from the night before the birthday, but I remember it was like 6 a.m. We were on my back patio, and the sun was coming up. The birds were chirping, and you were playing Church's Hummingbird, which is right behind my shoulder. Yeah. You were playing It's Too Late to Apologize. And every year that video pops up around my birthday, man. And that's the one memory I always have from that.
Too late to apologize.
I think I have. I don't know if I could. Let's see. I had some videos I was going to try to post or share during here. I don't know if I have one from there. Let's see if I'll load up. But that was fun. My wife totally pulled out all the stops on my 30th birthday, brought you and Jacob up, and had a good time. I set up some generic karaoke lights on the back patio, and we just had a blast, man. So it was a good time. Let's see. I'm trying to see if this video would load up so we could play it. It was like a little 15-second clip, but that may not want to work tonight for me. But I still remember, because the funniest part about that is when the police came, because they were kind of shut it down, and Jacob looks at me and goes, "Well, it's your birthday, man. You get one more song. What song do you want?" I was like, well, dude, you're an Alabama boy. Let's play some Freebird.
Yeah.
And they went into Freebird, and like the police think, oh, okay, a 3-4 minute song. And they go into a 7 or 8 minute song. And then his drummer gets so mad, thinking that he's going to get arrested, gets up from behind the drums, starts hightailing. Jacob's like, get down. You don't stop Freebird.
Yeah,
Because you don't mess with an Alabama boy when it comes to Skinnerd, man.
no, heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
So, all right. Well, on that video, well, now it's going to pop up. All right, here we go. I was going to say, we're just going to call it, but let me go ahead and it might have a little bit of an echo if I don't mute us. I love it. Still one of my favorite songs you have ever done, man. Secret tune. So if anybody ever heard that song from way back in the day, what was we know your purpose, but what made you write that song?
On Secret Tune. Well, so I wrote that song with my buddy David Oakleaf and Derek Spalding, and man, it just kind of came about. I remember we were just sitting at my buddy Derek. I can't remember where we wrote it. It was one of their apartments, and we just started playing kind of night moves, stuff like that, and you know, we just. And now I started talking. Yeah, let's write a song about let's put the characters of Cheers, the show Cheers. I said put all the characters of Cheers in a bar song, and so nobody will know about it. And then let's make it, and then I don't know. It's just so when somebody said Secrets, I think Derek came up with the idea. We started kind of going with it, and night moves, nothing works. Just kind of we kind of
Oh yeah.
together, and that kind of was what spawned the idea. And it happened. Once we got done writing it, for some reason, it was all not. I might not be in the same key, but it was pretty, progression wise. We could actually fit, Seeger. We could put Bob Seger Night Moves into the song. So
yeah, I used to love it. I know you used to do that live all the time, and you would play Night Moves like with the song, and it'd make it so much. It'd make an amazing song, man. You got to pull that out again one of these days.
I know. I hope. I don't even know. I can remember how to. I can remember how to play it. I wouldn't remember all the words right now, but I can definitely. I have to bring it out.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, how do you remember words? I mean, I always wondered that because you guys write so many songs. I mean, how tough is it? Now I see bigger artists having teleprompters. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing having a teleprompter because you need them. But when you're playing a 3 or 4 hour set, how do you do it, man?
Well, for me, it's kind of like a muscle. If I've done a song before, it's kind of muscle memory.
Okay.
Because I can, a lot of times I'll forget the words until I get to the word, and it'll just kind of like just come out.
Yeah.
And I still forget words every once in a while, but who doesn't? Whenever you got that many words, but generally, I think for me it's muscle memory, and once I know the song, my brain just kind of just rolls right with it. It goes, it knows how to sing it with the melody, and it's just it's like it's a rhythm thing. So
I love it when artists forget words, though. Like from a fan perspective, I love it because I think it makes it unique. It makes it authentic, in its own like little way. I mean, it's cheesy. I know the way it sounds, but it just makes it more authentic feeling. I think when an artist forgets a word, sometimes like every now and then. I know some people are like, "Oh, they're probably drunk." Da, da, da. Like, no, it's just like really they're got a shit ton of stuff going through their mind.
If you think forgetting words is unique, then I am like super unique. One of a kind.
So, since we have videos, I'm gonna pull up this video real quick. I got an 8-second clip on it. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. So you got the chance to do for what was it? Song of the Year, I Drive Your Truck is your brother's song.
Oh yeah.
You got a chance to be in the video for that, and for the meaning of the song, and you guys doing the video together. For you, how was that? Like, how special of a feeling was that for you?
Man, it was a really cool feeling to to be they asked me to do the part, and I was kind of that's kind of what I was still just doing music, and they're like, hey, what do you think about doing this part? I was like, well, yeah, cool. It's kind of different, and we went, well, you got to cast for it. So I actually went to the hotel, stood in line, casted for it.
Really, I never knew that.
Yeah, man, I actually casted for it. Did a little part, and they were like, they said I was good for the part, so I was like, cool. So I went out there, we did a little picture, and And then I just kind of put myself in that position, you know. It's kind of weird. I try to get, I was doing all my running, trying to get in shape, but I would kind of put myself in that position, just listen to that song over and over again, and put myself in, what if, that world. And so, but I had a really good time shooting the video. That was definitely way out of my element from anything I've ever done at that time. I had such a good time doing it. My favorite part, obviously, was driving the truck itself.
That's a nice truck, man.
So I got a cool, crazy. This ties into another crazy story, but
Yeah.
this right here. So that day, they had hired the whoever they got the truck from, the main owner of the truck. They had hired a stunt driver or somebody else, a professional driver, to drive the vehicle because I guess the owner had other actors or whatever, or people drive his cars before, and break his cars or whatnot.
Oh man.
So he was trying to get to the point of like where he wasn't going to let me drive the truck. And
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, dude. I said, man, I am from Sumter, South Carolina. Like I can drive anything with a steering wheel. So I promise you, you got to let me drive this truck for one reason, because I'm going to drive it better than anybody.
Yeah.
I'm very confident driving. Number two, if people find out that I did a video called "I Drive Your Truck" and I didn't drive the truck, I couldn't live with that. Are you kidding me?
Hell no.
So I ended up talking him into it, and he let me do it. But so think about this. I fast forward, from that 10 years, 15 years. My brother recently, a couple of years ago, he got a farm, and it was downstairs, and I think they had a deal, whatever. They got the farm. So we're having like a little opening the farm party or whatever, having a few people over there, but Lee's bus driver comes up, Scott. He says, "Dang, Lee," I said, "Man, I didn't realize that you bought the farm that you shot I Drive Your Truck on." He was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "No, this is the place where we shot I Drive Your Truck." Lee's, "Are you kidding me?" So we had no clue before he purchased this farm that this is where we shot I Drive Your Truck.
So he just was in the same place 2 different times and just didn't really realize he was there.
Yeah, because the farm over the year kind of changed. Now that I see it, I can kind of pick out different spots. But Lee got this here farm, and then after he bought the farm, somebody came up and said, "Hey, you realize this is where you shot I Drive Your Truck?" He was like, "Oh my gosh." So that's crazy.
That is awesome. So I do want to ask though, having Lee kind of establish himself a little bit sooner, and you guys coming from the same background, what was the struggle like to kind of establish yourself as an artist, to make yourself known as who you are? Because you do it very well. I know I've seen a lot of other brothers where they're a lot of real similar at times, but you guys are different sides of the spectrum, which I love. And I know I've heard a podcast before where you've said like people kind of nudge you, I like your music better than Lee's and this and that. And you'll hear that, but I feel like you guys make different music. And how challenging was that from you having the same background and coming from the same place?
Well, I tell you, it's definitely a different kind of story, different obstacle to kind of overcome. But it hasn't really been that big of an obstacle, honestly, because just the way I perceive it, I don't look at it as any kind of a bad thing at all. And we've done I've really taken it upon myself to make sure that I do, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get it done myself the best I can.
Exactly.
I'll definitely ask him for advice, and I've definitely taken a lot of pointers from him. Like, matter of fact, crazy, the day I moved into town, I just had all my stuff in the back of my truck. I had my trailer pulled up. I had driven 8 hours from South Carolina, my little Ford Ranger, and I pulled up, and he was having like a little party for me, a kind of welcoming party. It's like, I think Rob Hatch was there, and a couple of riders and stuff. He was like, "Man," and so he walked outside before everybody came and said, "Hey," and I hadn't even got out my truck. He got rolled down the window. I said, "What's up, dude? Finally here." I said, "Lewis, so I'm glad you're here." I said, "This will be the best thing you ever did." I said, "I love you." I said, "I'll help you out any way I can, but if you're going to do anything in this town, you got to do it yourself. I ain't doing anything for you. You got to work. You got to do it."
I was gonna say, I thought you told me a long time ago he challenged you, and he really didn't help you too much. Like he wanted you to kind of get your feet wet before he really kind of stepped in.
Yeah, totally, and that's what I did. So I went out there, I got my rights and got my own rights, and so I wrote songs, and then I got put a band together. I started touring them on. I figured it out. I toured. I've been touring in a van or my own vehicle
Yeah.
for still to this day.
Oh yeah.
And
I've
so,
seen it.
I just figured it out. Just keep pushing, and just not never stopping is my biggest thing. Is
Yep.
perseverance and patience.
You guys seem like more best friends too than anything, man.
Yeah,
And I think that's
and
where.
like I said, me and him, we work well together. Me and him
Yep.
sit together all the time, and we make a big, he does his thing, I do my thing. I think when you hear our sounds, yeah, we have similarities just because we're brothers. We're gonna have that,
Yeah.
but man, it's if anything, it's definitely helped. I try, it hadn't hurt me at all because if anything, I've learned from things he's done.
Exactly.
But the thing is, our paths are so different. I'm on a completely opposite, different trail from him. Like
Exactly.
he's been in the record deal. He's had a record deal through Curve and stuff like this. And so it's a whole different route whenever you're independent. And me and him, we're making the decisions. I'm making decisions on this of when I can release this, what I should release. I'm not having a whole company behind us. We're having to figure out ways to get this stuff taken care of, like different ways, cost-effective ways to get an album or an EP done.
Yep.
Because it's not necessarily cheap to get a good record done.
Oh no. Yeah.
And
For
we don't take these songs lightly. The year, every time we jump into it, my brother wants my music. When we get it all done, he wants my music to be just as good as anybody you hear
Mm-hmm.
on radio. So,
Is there ever a time? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
that's what we're shooting for. We don't want to shoot for anything. Like we're shooting for big epic songs,
Yep.
that's what we're getting.
Exactly. And I think you've done damn well on it, man. Is there ever a time where you feel like he let you fall, where he could have probably tipped you off before you went down a path or did something, but he wanted you to learn the lesson? Like in the music world?
I think I don't think he's ever kind of like let me. He might have just let me just do my thing until
Yep.
he saw a point where I've gotten more and more serious. He would let me go get my rights and kind of because there comes a point whenever you start taking and I think you see things things start happening when you take things more serious.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say because he's always. I try to look at it in this way. There's always opportunities there. It's up to me at
Yep.
the end of the day to take advantage of opportunities. I can't. He can't make me do anything. He can definitely. Opportunities have been there.
Yep.
I don't see him ever not offering any opportunities. I don't think I've missed any opportunities. I might have missed a couple opportunities or whatnot, and he didn't tell me about it. Oh man, you should have done that. But at the end of the day, it's been a lot my free will of being, he's definitely kind of every once in a while. Now we're getting further along. He's like, all right,
Yep.
to do this, and so it's fun to watch him because he gets excited when I come to him with a whole new batch of songs, and he's like, man, I don't even know which songs we should cut because they're so good.
So this past Christmas, man, you got to be a part of the Nashville Christmas Parade. How cool was it just to be a part of it? I will say the backup dancers were a little strange at first, but I got used to it. But how cool was it to be a part of something like that? Because I know you're a family guy and you like that.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy cool. Like the opportunity came up by thank you to my publicity company, Atkins Publicity, Scott and them over there, Kelly. The opportunity out of the blue that came out. The Nashville Christmas Parade. I didn't realize how big this was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought I was just kind of be walking, hanging out. It came to me last minute because a bigger name, a larger name, much larger name than mine, like kind of like backed out last minute because he couldn't. Something came up where he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's really interesting. I figured it out. But it was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And they came to me and said, hey, well, I know it's last minute. I know everybody else is gonna be riding in other floats and stuff like this, but we want to put you in a Bentley. And I was like, okay, I think I'm in. So man, that they put us in like a brand new like 2019 like Bentley, like convertible blue. I mean to the gills, like a $380,000 car. And I'm like walking up to this thing like okay, and they're like rushing me because this thing's timed and it's on TV. We got to keep a certain time.
Oh yeah.
Trying to tiptoe, trying to jump in. They're like, no, jump in this thing. Don't worry about opening the door. Put your feet on. I'm like, are you serious? You want to put my feet? That's been on this here asphalt in Nashville on this here awesome leather. So Yeah, dude, it was great, but it was really cool. Like that's the first time I've ever been in something like that where where people were out there. There's a lot of people on both sides, and I had to do my whole little, hey guys, do the whole.
Yeah, and definitely do your waves. So were you the grand marshal of the parade,
No,
or you just
I
in
was
the parade?
I was an artist in the parade, and so
Nice.
before me, there were other groups. There were Runaway June was in it. They were
Okay.
ahead of me. I think Mark Wills was in it. We had quite a few others, but the cool thing was, so they all were on floats and stuff like and a lot of they all sang Christmas songs.
Yeah.
That was towards the season. I was lucky enough. They
Get
chose
your
my
own.
song for me to sing. My song called "Blessed."
Yeah.
So I was able to sing my song. We had to cut it down to like just a verse and a chorus and a bridge, and I had to rearrange the song. But we did it.
Yeah.
And I will say this, so there was Lewis Brice. They had the speakers going, and just because TV wise, that was, I sang it just like the record. If you can read
got
into that.
You got to dig into the production sometimes. It's always fun though. It looked good though, man. It was really cool to be able to see it and everything else. I was proud to see you actually be able to do that on Christmas Day, because I always known you have been like a family man, and Christmas is a good family holiday and stuff. So it was kind of cool for you coming in to like definitely on streams and being in people's homes and on TV. I know it was aired a lot too.
What was really awesome was the song
Be a
itself.
part of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bless. We're gonna get you to play Bless for sure on our after show tonight. I'm definitely gonna get that. I'm not gonna let you go without that song, because it's definitely one of my favorite of the newer batch of songs I've been listening to from you, and I love it. So, going on, I know you got to do, the parade and Can You Duet, but you got to do something really, really cool that I want to bring up real quick. Let's see if I could bring up this video. I put together a little video today because you got to be on Family Feud.
Yeah, I sure did.
So let me put this picture up here. Oh, hold on a second. I don't like the video in that corner. Sorry. I got to rearrange all my thing. There we go. So let's go ahead and watch this clip before we talk about it.
Oh, boy.
To wake up to find your dog licking your what?
I don't have these but balls.
Came out and said, your testicles.
So, man, that is, first off, who was that in your family?
So I'm guessing, I can't see the clip, but I'm guessing you're talking about my cousin Felicia.
Yeah, okay, it was the balls clip, yeah.
Yeah, my cousin Fifi. Yeah, that was the craziest cool thing that I've done. Being on that show was absolutely incredible. Steve Harvey, boy, he's a slick character, man. Boy, that suit, that is, yeah, he's a cool cat, bro. That was a pleasure to meet him. They treated us so good on that show.
Did you guys end up winning, or?
Yeah, we ended up winning. We ended up beating the Neiman family. It was Jared Neiman against my brother Lee, Jared and his family. And so, yeah, man, we did that. But it was so cool to see my family from South Carolina, from Turbyville and Cass and Camden, from really small towns and like a big city. And then my cousin Jacob was on there, and he's been in California since he was like 16. So he was all hip, cool. So yeah, man, yeah, come on here, been on all the time. It's cool. And so, but it was really cool to watch them, and my cousin Felicia was absolutely
hilarious. And your guys' reaction, I know they had half of your face, but they had Lee's and then like half yours, but your reaction, like you could totally tell you did not know that was coming out of her mouth.
Dude, when she said that, I was like dropping a bomb. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" She just, perfect. You too. There's like, well, Steve, I don't have any, but balls.
Because you come from a real religious family, right?
Yeah. Really.
Well, I know, we'll go into this now, but your band was called the Escorts. I know for a while you really didn't want to go and push that name. I know you and I had a conversation because you were kind of worried about that, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but you went with it, and I think it's awesome, man.
well, the reason why people think of one escort, but the way I escort, the way I
Exactly.
stand, escort wise, for me is like my guys are like, man, these are the guys that are escorting me or helping me get through my life, get through my band, get through my
Hmm.
musical career. So they're kind of escorting me through this here journey we're doing. So that's why I call them the escorts.
And I love it, man. I love it because I know. I think I was probably talking with Ashley, and I know you were kind of debating on band names. I'm like, I hope he keeps it because I liked your way of presenting that name because they are. I mean, you have picked some of the best guys. Like you just have like an ear, dude, for talent in Nashville. I feel because I've probably seen some of the best musicians out on the road with you. Johannes is probably one of the best drummers I think I've ever witnessed.
Oh, no, he's fantastic. He's rock and roll to the core, man. He's great.
Man.
He's learned a lot over the years,
Hmm.
styles rather than just straight rock and roll. But he's such a good showman behind the drums. He's an acting himself. So that's what I love. The characters in the band, about my guys, every one of them, they're kind of like a character in themselves. And I've always told my guys, whoever's been in the band, like, man, when you're coming to the stage, man, I want you to bring the same show I'm bringing. You got to bring the energy. This is a
Sure.
and I'm not afraid to ask that for that because I'm bringing all kind of energy.
You're high energy, man.
So it was cool. For me, when somebody's there watching that show, they deserve that energy because the energy we put out, that's what they're getting. And a lot of times somebody in the crowd they give that energy right back. So if you give it to them, the right way, you get it coming back. So
It's almost like a sparring match, I feel. I mean, coming from a fan's perspective, it's almost like you're sparring with the artist. I mean, and you're seeing who's going to outlast. So, because you definitely want to kick ass. I want my ass kicked.
I know you should. Because I really do believe in energy, man. I mean, there's force. When you walk, so I played a PBR show like right there, like the championship, in Vegas a couple of years ago. We were able to go in there after we sang our part, and man, I watched one of these riders come by, and after he had been bucked off a bull, and man, I've never felt a type of energy like that ever in my life. He came walking by me, and dude, he was hotter. He was like, God, son of a. I mean, I felt like he could have bit through straight steel. And he was just loud. Like I didn't know who was gave off more energy, him or the bull. And so, man, I was just saying, but just like that, for me, if I'm on stage, if somebody's in that front row or back there, I mean, I want people in the back to feel what we're doing. So.
Exactly.
It was cool that the members of the band they've all been rock and roll and they've always been able to do that. So their talent,
Exactly.
also their energy.
And you had one member I kind of want to bring up and talk about. Josh Towbar was his name, and he was out with you for quite a few years. A hell of a guitar player, but I know he had coming up with a condition. I don't know if you want to kind of talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, man, old Tozy, dude. He was the man. He was the most of the mosty. But he lived up around Wisconsin for a while. And so he was a little Wisconsin. He had that thing, but man, he could chicken pick with the best of them. I've definitely been blessed with great guitarists in my past. Even before Towbar, I had a guitar player, Bruce Holloway, which I don't know if you ever remember him. He was my first band called Oakleaf, and he was an Aussie, and he actually passed away. A drunk driver hit him on his motorbike. But
oh man.
Yeah, so and then Towbar, he had brain cancer. He was out for us years, and just he had an episode, and so man, he got checked out, and he lasted like 2.5 years of a 4.5 year prognosis. But man, he fought hard.
He was having fun too, man. When he was out with you, he was enjoying that.
Oh yeah, man, he had a great time, and man, he was such a good guitar player. His tone, like what he did, because he was like a country okie, but with a rock and roll, like chicken picking, but like rock and roll body, soul, So we had a great time. He was a great dude, one of the most honest. I don't know if he was an honest asshole, so I'll say that. But he was my guy, and I always messed around with him. Now I mess around with friends, they get my humor. I said, man, my guitar player now, Waters. I said, man, you're pretty brave. I wouldn't play guitar for me, man. I'm down 2-2 right now. So
Waters is living on the edge.
I know, right? He's always lived on the edge. But
and I love what Waters has been doing too. I know he's part of the Rock and Roll Basement, and I know I had a buddy of mine open up for you years ago, Evan Lee, and I know him and Waters kind of got hooked up together from that show. And Evan ended up moving with his sister, and they ended up moving to Nashville, and he's doing really good things down there. And I just love that you guys do that. You've helped out Evan a lot too, and I love that you guys took a little kid from Wisconsin like that and showed him the way to do things and helped him in Nashville. So it's really been cool to see you guys kind of hook up with that. So.
Oh, Heavenly, man, he's awesome. He's I look at him like a little brother, and but he's working, man. He's here. I know. Speaking of him and other musicians like him, like down here downtown, with downtown being closed, and luckily they're starting to crank back up. But man, 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, that's those guys, those musicians downtown, and that's their money. That's their life.
Tootsie's open back up today, right?
I think downtown they still, but I'm not sure if they're doing live music yet. I think
I wonder how they're running it. I saw them posting about opening up at 11, but it has to be only a certain amount of people or something.
I think it's all half capacity. You have 6. There's no bar service, so bartenders aren't bartending. It's just table service. I think everybody has to wear a mask, maybe, or something like that. 6 feet apart with tables.
I know here in Illinois, everybody has to wear a mask no matter where we go, what we do. We got to have it on. So, so I want to talk about. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
I mean, it's kind of good. So those guys playing music, man, down there, they have been working. But hopefully, I think things in the next couple of weeks, we'll have this year low key stuff. We're coming back. But I think everything's will be fine. The weather's getting better. It's getting warmer.
I hope. Yeah, man. I mean, I hope concerts can get back midsummer, late summer. I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on. I know there's rumors of everything canceling for 2020, but
late summer, I've had a lot of my friends, they've canceled so many shows.
Exactly. So I think on your website you still have one for May 30th or something coming up or whatever, but that's probably going to be pushed back too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had May. I literally had May. That one weekend in May got canceled, and then I had another weekend before that in May canceled, and then I had June and July. I just got emails from a whole series. I was doing a Tin Roof series, and I did that, and that canceled. So June, July is canceled. So, but I'm going to get on the horn. I'm going to do some more stuff like this right here, but like more live shows. But I'm going to start doing where I can, maybe some little acoustic gigs. Just to, maybe little small little house parties.
I got a stage right here.
That's what I was thinking, man. Maybe get like a little house party up there,
Yeah, anytime, man. My door's always open for you. Before we get you to play a couple songs, though, I do want to kind of hurry up and talk about a little bit about what you do every year. You have a thing called Lewis Palooza every year. You're in what? Year 8 or this year would have been 8 or 9?
This year would have been and maybe still will be 10.
Oh, 10. All right. Nice, man.
10. We're on the fence right now. And I only got much time to still do it, but I'm going to start talking about it this week, actually. And we may do like a virtual Lewis Palooza, still tied in Hope song. So,
no, definitely. So I had Noah Smith on a couple months ago or a month ago. So him and I kind of briefly touched on a little bit about this Hope song. I'd like you to talk about it for a second because I know their mission statement is providing hope to those in need through the power of music. And I love that because the power of music alone is so strong. Mm-hmm. But tell everybody what you do with Hope Song.
Man, so I've known about Hope Song. I've kind of been a part of it, helping out since the beginning. My buddy Satterfield does this whole idea. He was helping my buddy Ed Clay. Kind of goes back to him. He had a hospital down in Mexico, and they were helping. They were doing alternate treatments of cancer rather than straight chemo. They're doing other studies down there that they can't do here in the States because of pharmaceutical regulations. And so, but they're doing some really miraculous stuff down there. And some of these patients, they're down there from all over the world, whether it's Canada, the States, all over the States, Europe. They're down there in a whole other country, and so they don't have anything Americanized at all. So Satterfield saw this need, and he had a lot of friends back in Nashville, and so he saw the void, and so he started. They started a foundation to raise money to send musicians from Nashville to come down for a week to play for these patients at this hospital for a week at a time. But then it went from that to raising money for scholarships for some of these patients that are having success in some of these treatments. They would, but they wouldn't have enough money to keep the treatments rolling. Now they raise money to give to some of these patients to help them proceed with the treatments that are working. So, man, it's a whole bigger thing, and they still got to roll. They're changing up some hospitals, and a few things are there's a few hospitals I think come to the States, and we may start spreading it throughout, even maybe in Nashville. So,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
yeah, man. So we're doing a lot of cool things. They're doing a lot of great things with that. Again, we're only kind of the fence for June. I think June 2nd, maybe, if I remember. It's the first Tuesday in June.
Okay. It's always pretty much kicks off CMA week. I mean, it's really at the beginning of CMA week every week, so it's one of your first stops. If you guys do CMA Fest every year or wherever, definitely check
we
this
may be
out.
streaming it live, so we got a few surprises if I can get it all worked out.
That'd be amazing, man. I definitely cannot wait to check that out this year. But if you guys want to check out Hope Song, definitely check out the hopesong.org. You can make a small donation if you can or anything. Just keep an eye out on any of this, because when Lewis goes around, it's awesome to see what these artists do. And check out the website, like I just posted up here, because there's some really cool stories. There's a really cool 6-minute video that just talks all about it as well. And it's a really cool thing, man, what they got going on. Anytime that they tie music into it, I just love it. And I know my wife's a cancer nurse, and just hearing the stories that she shares a lot, and then seeing the things you guys do, I love it, because I love to see people that have hope. And when you put music in there, it's just amazing how the power of music, how you're saying, can build people up and give them that hope. So totally. I love it.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah. So I want to talk about, we're going to get you to play a couple songs before we close out the night. Actually, we're going to do this real quick. So I have a thing that I do every week called the hot seat. I normally would do 60 seconds. You'd be timed. We're not going to do that tonight. I'm going to ask you 9 questions. They're kind of rapid pace questions.
Okay.
And we'll see what your answers are. So number 1, if you had a CMT Crossroads, if you had to dream up your dream Crossroads episode of 2 artists, who are your 2 artists you would love to see do a Crossroads?
Now, is that not including myself?
Yeah, you could include yourself.
Like me and somebody else?
Yeah. All right. You and someone else. Who would you love to do one with?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. That really is a tough one. There's so many different artists.
Living or dead?
Living or dead?
Yep. Living or dead. We'll make it a little easier for you.
All right. I was still living. I mean, Michael Jackson would be great, but I think Bruno Mars. Me and Bruno Mars.
Oh, okay. Dude, that was definitely not thinking of that. That'd be fun.
I would love to do something with Mars. That would be the jam.
Oh, definitely. What if you had to do like one Bruno Mars song? What song would you like to do with him?
Oh man, wish I could buy you flowers. Yeah, that song.
That would be a good one.
Dancing with another. Yeah, she's dancing with another man. That's a good one.
So your favorite getaway location? If you get a time off the road, where are you going? Like where you want to get away at?
Well, this weekend I'm going to the mountains actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so man, the weekend I like going up in the mountains. I like hiking. I like skiing. I haven't skied actually since I moved to Nashville, which has been 14 years. I've been in Nashville now. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know, right? But I haven't been skiing since literally the week before I moved to Nashville. I haven't been skiing. But yeah, I like the mountains. I love the beach. Key West is a place. Man, I think those are my places. If I had my option, I'd go definitely every summer, which I've been trying to do, to go salmon fishing up in Alaska.
Nice.
That's awesome. But yeah, somewhere around there between the beach, mountains.
So what was the first cassette tape you ever owned?
First cassette tape. Oh man, Weird Al Yankovic.
Nice.
Off the Deep End.
That is a good one. I never would guess that, but I like that one, man.
Oh, Rio.
Rio, the white stuff.
White stuff.
That was a good one. Your first cover song you ever learned to play and sing?
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is he? No. Oh, actually, no. Where do I fit in the picture? Or do I? I think it's or do I really fit it all? Or have I become a fixture?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Is that Clay Walker?
Why am I thinking? No, yeah, I think it was Clay Walker. I don't know why Sammy Kershaw came up, but I think it was Clay Walker. I think it was Walker.
Clay Walker.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
I think where do I fit in the picture? Yeah.
I don't know. One of these days, I might have to request knocking on heaven's door though from you.
Oh, I'm down with that. Now, my hardest song ever, my first one was Fuel by Hemorrhage.
Oh wow, yeah. Ooh, that would have been a good one too. Man, that's why like when you pick a cover song, you always pick some really good ones. I know you shown some Kings of Leon in your set.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's why another reason why I really kind of gained to really like you and everything, because we have the same taste in music, even when we listen to music at home. I know before we were going live, you were listening to Lil Luke Combs and stuff. So
Yeah, man.
it's really cool to like your wide range of music as well. So living or dead, your dream co-write. If you have a dream co-write, you can pick one co-writer. Who are you writing with, and what's going to be the topic you want to write on?
Living or dead. You know what? You have to be Johnny Cash or Elvis Presley.
And what topic would you, if you could write with Elvis, what topic would you want to write with him on?
Fast cars and women.
Nice. Dude, my first thing was, it has to be cars. It has to be cars.
Yeah.
Because he has so many of them. So
Fast cars and women, man.
Yeah, man, that'd be a good one too. So if you had a time machine, what year are you going to? You don't have to tell me why. Just what year would you want to go to? If you could go to any year other than 2020.
Yeah, definitely not the beginning of last month. What year? Time machine. Oof. Man, time machine. Man, that's a tough one. I'd probably go back, it was a good time. I'd probably go back to the 90s, man. I just remember the 90s being awesome. 90s are one of my favorite parts of my life.
That'd probably be me too. I'd probably go back to the 90s. For one, I'd kick my own ass on a few things.
Yeah.
And then for two, I would go and see some of the best bands I could probably see before I knew we would lose them, like Soundgarden, just some of the badass bands, like knowing like Nirvana, knowing what I know now, I would love to have gone back and actually, seen a couple of those guys.
Yes. I think the 90s, yeah.
All right. I like the 90s, man. I don't think it's going to be able to top the 90s. So what was your favorite Halloween costume you ever wore growing up?
Hey, man, I think it's still my favorite. I love being a werewolf because I got the hair to do it with.
Hell yeah. Teen Wolf.
Yeah, man. Teen Wolf has always been my thing, and I've won things with that. So it's been fun.
All right, we got two more. What's one item that's still on your bucket list?
One item still on my bucket list. Oh man. Australia. Play music and go to Australia.
Nice, man. Nice. My cousin actually just moved out there a few years ago. Yeah. And she's been asking us to come out and stay with her sometime. I'm like, man, I would love to get out to Australia.
I've never been. I've been to go since I was in the middle school.
Yeah, I've always same way, man. I always wanted to do it and never got a chance to. But one of these days, so.
One of these days.
And the last one is probably the most common question people ask you all the time, or if you're in an interview. But one song you wish you would have wrote.
One song I wish I would have wrote. One song I wish I would have wrote. You know what? It had to be like trying to think. Maybe like one song I wish I don't know. So many different things. One song I wish I would have wrote. Had to be like a Beatles song,
Mm-hmm.
Have a little help with my friends or something like that.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Or actually, you know what? A Hallelujah.
Oh, okay.
That's a timeless song,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree. Because I mean, they're really, that is one song that's going to stand the test of time, and I think that, I mean, that's one good thing. I mean, that's even in kind of like my closing when I close the show tonight. I talk about how music does stand the test of time. I mean, that's one legacy people leave is your music.
Yeah.
So before I get you to play, I asked you to play a couple songs. If I did throw another question, what's one venue you've loved to play that you've played that you've loved? I know there's a picture up here that might be giving it away, but I mean, maybe what you're talking about.
Man, the rave.
How cool is that place? I know I was watching them on Instagram today and they had some posts, but
one of my favorite places. I played there once by myself and once with my brother. I played a couple times, and man, that little place is so awesome. I've been up there and it's a great time. It's that pool was crazy. I got signed my name. Crazy.
There it is.
So you can see, I know you probably shouldn't say, but I'm signed. That's all on my band and stuff. I think my name, I signed right beside Marilyn Manson, I think.
I signed right next to you.
Yeah.
You were done the same night. I put my name right next to yours. Yeah, I remember you put a sticker and you guys all signed it. I think Manson was right underneath you in this picture that I'm showing.
Yeah, I believe so.
But it's one of the coolest venues. Definitely the multi levels, and then the exploration of it. If you ever get a chance to kind of just roam the halls of the rave, I know I do some fun paranormal stuff on the side. I've always wanted to get in there and just spend a night in the
Dude,
rave
it's
by
everywhere, man.
myself.
It's so cool. Have the people there like walking around the place, and then just walking around the place, you feel the energy of the place. It's a
Oh
beautiful
yeah.
venue
And
back.
then if you don't know, I mean, well, I'm sure you probably were tipped off there. The hotel right across the street, the
Oh yeah,
Ambassador.
yep,
That's the first place Jeffrey Dahmer committed anything. So
oh, yeah.
it's a lot of history in that little area.
I
But
know, right?
all right, man. Well, I want, if you don't mind, I would love to hear It's You. I love have you close this out with 2 songs. It's You in Alabama, if you do both of them for us.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk a little bit about It's You. I know we kind of mentioned it right when we first started and kicked off the show, but it's one of my favorite songs I think you've ever done. That's why I want to kick it off and have you be the first song you play. But I mean, what was going through your mind when you kind of put that to word or put that to paper, man? The words.
Well, it's cool. So what's cool is that song. I was able to write it with my buddy, with my producer Ben Simonetti and Nico Moon. If you know of his music,
Mm-hmm.
guitar song. Man, we had written one song earlier that day. I forgot which song we wrote. We wrote like an awesome song. We wrote like two songs that day, and we were about to get done. And Ben was like, "Man, I've been working on this riff." And we were all. And I was with my girl at the time. That I'm still with now, and Nico was with his girl. I think they're married, and Ben, I think he was thinking about getting married. So we're all kind of in a respective mindset, with our
Yeah.
and man, and Ben was kind of start throwing us a little riff, and I was like, "That's cool." And so he kind of had this little idea. We rolled with it, and I kind of put myself in those shoes, and so did Nico and them, and we got it done. So, dude, that's got to be a hit. Got to be. And that was kind of, and man, boy, was it! It's definitely done more than any other song I've ever done before, put out before. And so, like, it literally, it's already crossed over 2 million streams in just under, just over 2 months.
That's amazing.
It just got added to Hot Country playlist on Spotify, which is that for me is, I mean, as an independent artist, is absolutely huge. And also, you woke up yesterday, and it's actually global viral 50. So I'm on the same playlist as 21 Pilots and Drake.
That's amazing, dude. That
So,
is amazing. And it's climbing up those charts. I know I saw you posted earlier on Instagram. I think it was some of the numbers.
yeah, dude.
And I think it's climbing, man. So let's play it. I want to hear this, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and take myself off the stream and kind of give it over to you, man.
All right, cool deal, man. Well, so here's another one. Here's my love song, y'all. I always thought I'd be a rambling man, living in the moment, never making plans. Final love was just a dream I was having, written in the blues, never thought it would happen. Try to drown my loneliness with a whiskey, empty nights and different girls will never miss me. Funny how when you least expect it, everything can change. Maybe it's you I've been looking for. I knew right from the second you came walking through that door. It feels so right when you're in my arms. Darling, it's you I've been looking for. I love it when your hair's a mess, the way you shine when you wear that dress. Girl, I don't think that you understand. Make me a better man. Maybe it's you I've been looking for. I knew right from the second you came walking through that door. It feels so right when you're in my arms. It's you I've been looking for. Just like blue on sea, Our love won't fade, it's evergreen. Girl, the best part of me is you. Baby, it's you I've been looking for. I knew right from the second you came walking through that door. So right when you're in my arms, darling, it's you I've been looking for. Darling, it's you I've been looking for.
Love it, love it, love it, man. That is honestly, I love that song because for me personally, as one of your fans and talking to you about it, to see the maturity from you and the growth I've seen over the last 10 years of you in that song. I love that because it goes from, I mean, even going back to your first demo, your EP, and to see like kind of where you've gone over the years. And I love it. When I first heard that song, dude, I was like, that is Lewis. That is, I mean, I love that tune. So
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
but it's been cool watching this ride that you've been on, man, because I've seen your ups and downs the last couple of years and seen the struggles and in and out of different areas and everything in your music. And I love to see where you're at right now with it. And I think that song is a good way to go forward with it.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. It's just always trying to make it better, trying to get better and better and build and grow as I do musically. So.
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, I know here's a picture of my parents with you too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my parents are still one of your biggest supporters, and I know they want me to say hi to you or they're like, hey, say hi to Lewis for me tonight. I was like, all right.
All right, tell them I said, what's up?
So they've been saints for us lately, watching the kids and everything through all this because my wife and I are still working and we don't have daycare, so they've been amazing helping us with daycare on it. But you do have a good party side too to you, and your shows are high energy. We have amazing. I just love going to a Lewis Brice show, no matter where it's been or where it has been. If it's the little shitty hole in the wall bar or a casino or you're playing in really big theater, you've always been able to bring it and really make us have a good show and have fun with it. So I want to hear Alabama, man, because I love it when you put that song live. It's one of my favorites.
Well, I can do that for you.
All right, dude.
All right. Well, here's my song called I actually wrote this song with my brother. It's one of the songs I actually cut that my brother and I wrote. So a little song called Alabama. It is on the first EP. And maybe got some cool pictures. I'm going to get some of those pictures from you. Here's my little Southern swampy rock and roll song. It was just your small town weekend, every day Friday night. Just some good old boys and a corn-fed drink, a shotgun and cold Bud Light. Them singing on the tailgate, Hank was singing Elijah. One of those never saw it coming, best nights of our lives, yeah. We called her Alabama, right? Nobody had thought that you were pulling up in that four-wheel drive. She had trouble up to her elbows, mud up to her headlights. She was hot like Megan Fox, cool as Jack on Ice, with the knee-high boots and low-cut jeans, and no shining in her eyes. Alabama, never will forget her. Man, you should have seen her. Alabama, she partied all night, danced like a queen, drank like a fish out of water by a stream. Spun us in circles like a dream, she at a movie scene. Ooh, come on now. I never danced with no one like her. Yeah, she moved like the songs of road. All the girls were taken by her. She had them laughing and taking notes. She partied all night, danced like a fool, drank like a fish, and rode by stream. Spun us in circles like a dream, straight out of a movie scene. Alabama, never will forget her. Man, you should have seen her. Alabama, she partied all night, danced like a fiend, drank like a fish, and I wanna my stream. Spun us in circles like a dream, straight out of a movie scene. Ooh, Alabama, hey, hey. Yeah, you never will forget her. That's right. When they call her Alabama, yeah, when they call her Alabama.
Oh, I love it. So ever since that first time I heard that song, I don't even know where I was. I think you and Lee played it together, man. That was one of my favorites when I heard that one.
Well, thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
man, dude, I've had a blast tonight. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm glad we were able to catch up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. And then we're gonna catch back up here in about 10 more minutes, 15 minutes or so. I'll give you a text and let you know when I get set up for the after show. But if you guys want to hear any more music, we're going to do about 5 more songs here in about 10, 15 minutes or so. Go ahead. I'll share the link again in the chat for the after show. If you guys want to go and click on that, it's Patreon only, and we'll get you on and involved with that. I'm excited, man. So did you have fun tonight?
Oh, dude, so much fun. I really appreciate you having me, dude. This
No
has been
problem,
great.
man.
It really has been. It's been nice catching up with you as well.
It was cool to catch up about the older days and kind of coming up and just showing everybody how hard you really are, because you are one of the hardest working musicians I know in Nashville, and it proves it. So
keep it grinding, Bo. Got to keep it grinding.
all right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining with me tonight, and hang tight and take a little bit break. I'll give you a text in a little bit.
All right, buddy. See you in a bit.
All right, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That was so much fun with Lewis tonight. My computer's being a little slow, like always. One of these days, I'm gonna have everything set up, ready to go. It's gonna be nice. But I have all the links shared in the comments. We are gonna jump over to Patreon here. It's scheduled for about 9:30. We might go a little bit later. So we're gonna take about a 15-minute break. And so about 9:35, 9:40-ish, we will be live on our Patreon after show. Check out Patreon, guys. We have a lot of cool perks over there. It was a fun show tonight, guys. I'm just trying to catch my breath from the show. It was so much fun. Next week, we're going to have another good show, another artist coming in. Trying to load up his flyer. I could kind of talk about him for a minute and give Lewis a nice little break before tonight. But next week, we do have my buddy Skylar Anderson coming in, and he's going to join us with the after show as well. We're going to cover a lot of ground with him because he is one of those Nashville Broadway musicians that have been out of work for a while. So I really am excited to catch up with this guy and talk with him the next week. I was going to have a flyer to post, but sorry about that, guys. Even after I refreshed everything, it doesn't even want to work for me. But if you guys, there we go. If you guys are in our Patreon group, we are going to be going live around 9:35. There is still time. I will get alert for all new Patreons that come in. I will go ahead and get you guys added to that group. So once again, thank you guys for joining us for episode 34. God, so much fun. Like I said, I had 3 episodes planned that I really want to do. Tucker, Jonathan Singleton, and Lewis Brice, because those have been 3 amazing songwriters I've had a good chance to learn who they really are and really dig into their character and who they are as an artist. So tonight was one of those shows that was amazing. I'm glad we were able to catch up and have that show tonight. And once again, to all of our amazing sponsors, to Arlo Revolution, all of our on-screen sponsors, We thank you guys and all of our Patreons out there. You guys are the bloodline of the show, and keep it going every week. So I know times are tough right now, and I still thank everybody for hanging on and being a Patreon with this group. It's been amazing. We're like 7 people away from hitting my first goal, 75 Patreons, and I know we're going to hit it soon. So thank you guys again for tuning in tonight. 9:35, 9:40-ish. We will be live on the after show. If you guys are listening to this back on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, iHeart, any of those podcasts, please go ahead and rate us 5 stars. Give us a really good review if you can. Help us move us up the charts and give us a few listens. It not only helps the show, but it helps these artists get heard too, because that's why I do this show. I want the artists to get heard, and I want fans to be able to share their stories. And everybody has a story surrounded by music. We talked about the power of music tonight, so we got to see that. We're going to continue talking about the power of music here at the show. So thank you guys again. I got to play my intro off my phone now. It's kind of funny.
The
We'll see you guys soon.
On Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver is brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Aaron connects more melodies and memories with other fans and the artists they love. Thanks for being a part of this musical journey, and we'll see you next time on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.